There's nothing more important than the well-being of the people who work on our projects. So as you watch this video, please think about your commitment to safety and how you impact that and can help us achieve our vision to operate incident and injury-free.
We've seen a decrease in the number of incidents across our activities, which is a great achievement by the whole team. What better way to celebrate this success than go out onto our projects and see what we're doing? Let's share some experience, some best practice, some new ideas. Let's also reflect on the behaviours on these projects, how they're working as a team to drive safety on.
We've had major demolition works, taken out major floors.
We have deep digs, we have top-down construction, we've got slip farm, post-tensioning.
Because it's such an old building, a lot's been done to it over the years, things have been changed, bits have been taken out.
There's a big manual handling issue. We're not allowed to fix any cables into walls. On a project like this, there's a lot of change from when you walk into the building to when you walk out.
We've made a site-specific induction that takes shots on the site and shows some of the problems that we have and some of the solutions that we have. I think it just makes it more real for the operatives. They can look out the door after the induction and go, yes, I saw that activity on the video and now I understand why it's set up and managed that way.
The contractors that we have are multi-service, as in asbestos removal and demolition. If you start demolishing bits, you may discover additional asbestos which couldn't have been identified already. Using those kind of contractors that know how to react in those situations, they come and check it, get it surveyed, and if need be, remove it.
As you see behind me, there's some hoardings up there. Behind there is the public, and we've had to keep the main access routes, the lifts, the stairs, open from July onwards to get to various exhibits throughout the building. And it's close coordination every morning with the museum staff, the museum security, just to make sure that we're providing them with what they want and that we're keeping the public happy at all times when they're in the building.
Because the project is predominantly manual handling with the movement of materials, we've introduced compulsory manual handling training.
If operatives go out on site and they find it difficult to work to the method statement, we try to make it easy for them to do an addendum to that, so it's a handwritten document, it's a quick sign-off from us, and it allows them to move forward.
One of the trade contractors here, the very large Eastern European contingent, every English sign that they had on site, they had a equivalent Romanian sign here. You find a lot of people can't read the English language, but they can speak it and they can communicate in it. So being able to read a sign that's there was very important to maintaining safe working practices.
Sometimes you need to slightly adapt while still being compliant with the GMRs. As we're not allowed to fix anything into the walls, we've some threshold strips that we've fixed down with all the cables underneath them across all door thresholds and kept the rest of the cables around perimeters.
You have to have exclusion zones, and in the morning you have meetings to say where you're working, put signs on. In my case, I put signs on with benchmark scaffolding with my name and the mobile number, so if there is a problem or someone needs to get in there urgently, then they phone me up and I'll stop the work while they do it.
In order for people to operate on our sites the way we want them to, we need to educate people why we want them to operate that way and what the difference that makes.
I found the IIF training very good. My men have been on this one, so we can all sit there and watch what can happen to us. You can pick up things and you think, oh, blimey, you know, even at my age.
Supervision is the key of putting men to work safely, and we need to do a lot better at this. So we're looking at how we train the supervisors, how to communicate to people, and do they understand what we're trying to do.
Over the past 10 plus years, we've had a relatively similar amount of contractors. We have a different future ahead of us where we are looking at different contractors, people who we maybe haven't worked with before. We'll have to educate them and make sure that there's an understanding of what our requirements are.
We've put a lot more emphasis into the pre-starts, but we make sure their contractors, safety managers are there. We make sure our own representatives are there to really sort of maintain the focus of the GMRs from the outset, so that before they come onto site, they know how they should be working at height. They know about housekeeping, exclusion zones, all the key things that help to keep people safe.
It's very easy to work with Lend-Lease, so we set out the way we want to do things, they set out what they need, we sit down and you're able to discuss and go through it with what they want.
It's collaboration, that's the word.
With the guys on site, we have what we call a town hall meeting, and they get to know what's going on that particular day. So each supervisor will be there, he will say his little thing, what he's doing each day. So the next supervisor knows that perhaps can't go into that particular area because he is doing something.
We try and have a do as I do policy here. If the guys see supervisors doing the right thing and leading by example, then you bring along people with the same safety ethos that you do, and they will try and do their job safer and better because they know they'll be rewarded.
I've worked for other companies with Benchmark, and I find Lend-Lease, if there's a problem, they actually listen.
There's a very open safety culture here, which means that guys aren't afraid to speak to you. They also bring information from other sites. We go through it and see, can we do better things?
These safe starts in the morning, on that safe start, there is something on there to say, if there's something wrong, tell somebody. I make sure I look at each sheet to say, yeah, okay, we haven't got a problem there.
Supervisors here with Lend-Lease have developed a no blame culture. If we do see something that's wrong, we put it right, we find the best way of doing the job and move on.
We've had our issues, we've had a few near misses, but we've dealt with those, we've got the lessons learned from them.
We'll analyse it and look at it and see what we could have done differently to prevent it.
We've had safety stand downs with all the guys on site.
From that, we'll then take that forward into our regional conversations, to our safety leadership teams as well, pass on that best practice.
We've introduced 20-minute health checks operated by Bupa. We can drop in and just have some general type health check done.
The nurses thing, I think that's very good. Not many companies like Lend-Lease, send a nurse here for the blokes to go in and they can talk to the nurse. They might not tell me some of their problems.
We all want to do things in our lives which we enjoy, that make us happy, being with the people that we love. We've got to be safe at work, otherwise those things can be taken away from us very quickly.
I worked on a site for 6 months and I had 6 months off and I was going travelling. A friend of mine, I said good luck to him on a Monday morning, and he died that afternoon on a building site. It's always stuck with me. I don't ever want that to happen again, and I don't want it to happen to anyone else.
Some time ago, I had to deal with a very, very tragic accident. I saw grown men cry in the room when we talked about it. I never want to have to go through that experience again, and I'm totally committed to making this industry and our projects as safe as possible.
Having a really good safety record is perfect. I mean, it's brilliant. You can go to another project and you can talk to your peers, you can talk to everyone, you can be really proud about it.
It's the constant monitoring, it's the constant talking to people.
It's due to the lads out there doing the work, working properly, working together as a team and supporting each other. It's down to them, really.
I'd just like to thank everybody. I was on a site last week and it was a pleasure to see the whole team. The subcontractors, the Lend-Lease team were working as one. I want to hear that they say Lend-Lease projects are the best to work on, that the Lend-Lease team care about everybody on their project, and that they really mean that they want everybody to go home fit and well.
Now you've seen the video and you're about to go out and commence your activities on the project, please just remember to keep safe. Perhaps take some of those ideas we've seen and implement them. If you've seen anything else or can think of anything else, please do shout out and share them. You've got my commitment, the company's commitment, and the project's commitment to ensure we can create the safest working environment. Because only together will we actually achieve our vision to operate incident and injury-free. Thank you.